We're delighted to see all of you here this evening for our choral concert, our final one of the year. And just a few announcements before we get started. The first is that as our 50th anniversary season, our culminating weekend of concerts is May 2nd and May 4th. May 2nd, all of our orchestras will be recreating the very first Vermont Youth Orchestra performance from April of 1964, and that concert is Friday, May 2nd at Hunt Middle School, where the location of where the very first Vermont Youth Orchestra concert was. So we would be delighted if you would join us. And then for our VYO chorus members and their families, we would also to our VYCC families, the chorus is joining VYO on May 4th for our large 50th anniversary celebration concert at the Flynn. That's at 3 o'clock that Sunday, where they will be performing Beethoven's monumental Symphony No. 9, which is wonderful, and we're so looking forward to it. But also on that concert is a new piece for orchestra and chorus that has been written by an alumnus, Tim Woos, as well as an alumni chorus that will be conducted by our former music director, Troy Peters. So it's gonna be such a lovely, beautiful, wonderful weekend, and I hope that you join us. Also, I'd like to remind you of one of our final fundraisers of the year is a radio auction where we are the beneficiary. And this is hosted by the Radio Vermont Group and channel WDEV out of Waterbury. And it will be on 7 channels on May 8th. And this is a wonderful radio auction from 6 to 11:30. And we have a wide array of wonderful items that are available for people to bid, and I hope you'll listen and I hope you'll bid on a few things. Some very nice once-in-a-lifetime experiences and trips and some beautiful items and artwork. So that's May 8th. Also, as you were coming in the hall or down the hall, you would see that we have flyers announcing auditions. You, parents, and your children are our greatest ambassadors. So we would love for you to spread the word that we are auditioning in our orchestras, but also well as in our choruses. We've had a wonderful turnout this year with VYCC expanding, as well as seeing a lot of new faces in VYOC. So I hope that you will spread the word, and we're still looking for some really great pieces for next year to include chorus. Then finally, if you are going to take pictures or record the concert, we invite you to take pictures. Please, absolutely no flash photography during their performance. But if you'd like to record anything, we're gonna ask that you stand either in the back or on the side, especially if you're using an iPad, so it's not distracting to individuals sitting around you. And then finally, it would not be possible for us to do these performances and to have our programs without the generous support of businesses in our area. So I hope you'll join me in thanking PCC, Physicians Computer Company, as well as Champlain Orthodontics as our season sponsors. And as well as you can see that we have RETN here this evening. They are our media partner, and they do an awful lot for us by recording our program. So I hope you'll join me in thanking all three of them. Please take a moment to make sure that your cell phones are off, and we will get started. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm going to get a little exercise up here tonight. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Kristen Bamberger. I have been very, very fortunate to be able to conduct Chorale this year. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our next piece called Sakura. Some of you might be familiar with it. It is a traditional Japanese folk song. We kind of feel like it has a haunting feel to it, despite the fact that it's a cherry blossom song. It's it's not a haunting song at all, but in terms of the melody and the instrumentation a little bit, we feel that it has that mood to it. So we're excited to share that with you. Our next piece is a Russian folk song entitled Kalinka. We like to sing in lots of different languages, some familiar, such as, English, but also things that we're a little more familiar with, Spanish, French, things we hear a little bit. We also sing in some languages that we're very unfamiliar with, such as Swahili, and other languages that are non-Romance languages, non-Germanic languages. We've discovered as a group that Russian is hard for those of us who did not grow up hearing Russian. There are a lot of sounds, vowel sounds, consonant sounds that are not native to languages like English. And we're very fortunate to have one student in the choir who speaks Russian, and she's been helping us a lot. It took us a while to feel comfortable enough singing it in front of her because we were shy and nervous that we weren't singing all of the pronunciation correctly. But so here is Kalinka, a Russian folk song. Thank you. Our next piece is entitled Dreamkeeper. It is a setting of a Langston Hughes poem, and I'd like to read you that poem. It's pretty short because I think it really sets the tone for this piece. The poem reads as such. Bring me all of your dreams, you dreamers. Bring me all of your heart melodies, that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth, away from the too rough fingers of the world. The composer of this piece, Rollo A. Dilworth, writes this in the notes. The Dreamkeeper depicts the legend of a fictitious character whose role is to protect the dreams of those who are willing to hand over their deepest passions and heartfelt desires to him. The repetition found in the opening vocal phrase represents the voices of the dreamers who call upon the Dreamkeeper for assistance. This is Dreamkeeper. The next piece, entitled The Arrow in the Song, is another piece that sets poetry to music. This poetry is written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and the setting is by a man named Christopher Matthews. He's a composer that I've discovered recently that I really love. I really love his work. He also arranged the setting of Sakura that we sang. So this is The Arrow and the Song. So we actually have two more pieces for you before intermission. We just flip-flopped the order in the program, so the intermission is not coming after this piece, but after Sansa chroma. So in your program, those two were inverted. So this piece, Down by the Riverside, we spent some time talking during one rehearsal about the lyrics of this song, and this is a very traditional song. It has become part of the folk repertoire. It was used in the civil rights movement, but is originally a spiritual. And we came up with some of our own verses, and we hope that you enjoy them. We hope you find the humor embedded in one of them. So this is Down by the Riverside. Our final piece for this evening is called Sansa Chroma. It is an Akan children's game from Ghana, and we played the game. It's very fun. It involves sticks and passing, and decided it wasn't really good for the floor in here, so we're not performing it with the game for you. But imagine we're sitting in a circle, passing sticks and doing a tapping pattern. If your student is in chorale, ask them to show it to you. This is our own arrangement. We've sung it in lots of different ways. This is the arrangement that chorale decided to perform for you this evening. Sansa Chroma. Thank you so much for coming out.
Good evening, thank you so much for coming again. And that piece is an interesting one. It sounds like chant. It is chant. It's based on the idea of plain song, of singing a text with a single melodic line. And we also, you heard us sing a drone, another pitch against that. The composer is, as you can probably tell from the composition, the date of the composition, is a living composer. He wrote this actually somewhat the way we just performed it, to open a concert. Apparently, perhaps he had no better idea at the moment of a piece that would work. And he fashioned, for this text, he fashioned this composition that has sort of echoes of a much earlier tradition, but in a contemporary setting with maybe contemporary sounds between the voices that you heard. So the piece opens our portion of the concert with one of several relatively new compositions. The idea behind this concert is new choral music. Now, not all of it is all of that new, perhaps, but many things are either written or arranged relatively recently. So this concert for the Orchestra Chorus is unique in that it draws from music we have sung in the past couple of years. I have actually been kind of putting this program together for some time. It also features some music by students of the chorus, and features a portion of a commission by the VYOA some years ago. So it's a lot of new things for the VYOA as well as new things for choral music. The next piece is a longer text with something of a story behind it. It features some sounds that are not entirely vocal, and it also features an interesting and a very musical and theatrical piano accompaniment. So there are different sounds in this piece. The composer writes for a variety of ensembles. She's a choral enthusiast, but also writes a lot of orchestral music and I believe also commercial music. So we're going to sing The Dream Ship.
a beggar man, and the pauper be a king.
And drooping age shall feel the grace of boy into again, of boy into again. And some are dreams that thrill with joy, and some that pass to tears. Some are dreams of the dawn of love, and some of the old dead years.
I have actually, this moment, realized that I have neglected to mention something important to this concert. You can see actually the composer of this next piece is a graduate, and the number is the current spring year, and this actually happens to be the individual to my left. She's also the one who's going to conduct the piece, which I didn't mention in the program. So here she is. She will tell you a little bit about her piece.
Hello, my name is Annie Beliveau. I'm a senior at Essex High School and an alto in VYOC. I wrote Echoes of Men for the Opus 27 concert put on by Music Comp, which is an online mentoring program for student composers. The piece was premiered in January by a quartet of singers. And now with Dr. Bittner's instruction, I can conduct it with a full chorus. The text of Echoes of Men comes from a play written by Ben Jonson and published in the year 1600. The play, called Cynthia's Revels, or The Fountain of Self-Love, is a cautionary tale about vanity, and it includes the myth of Narcissus. Narcissus is a very handsome man with whom the nymph Echo falls in love. She follows him through the forest, but he brusquely rejects her. To punish him for his unkindness, the gods doom him to fall in love with his own reflection in a stream. He pines there and eventually dies and turns into a daffodil. These words are Echo's song for him. I hope you enjoy it.
Exciting for me to be a part of an ensemble that has people interested in singing together more. These students sing or act or play in school ensembles and activities, all day long, and then they come here for more of that kind of thing. And then to also have students who are interested in actually writing for the ensemble. There are also students among the ensemble who have led sectionals, helped teach, so it's really quite a musical community. And the next piece is by a recent graduate. We premiered it, I think a couple of years ago or a year ago. I guess we couldn't have premiered it more than when it was written, but I lose track. This has actually gone through some reincarnations as a piece of music since the student left, and therefore isn't around to disagree with the things I change. So it's sort of, for the students who have sung it before, they actually have been able to see an evolution of the interpretation of the piece. piece. The student wrote the poem about someone who lets things get a little bit out of hand. And it's a poem or an idea that perhaps we can learn from. I think it was somewhat autobiographical, and that if we get so involved in things and we stop looking around us, we sort of close ourselves off, things can sometimes go fairly badly. So the wax workhorse. especially if you are fond of choral music, if you listen to a lot of choral music, it will be no new idea to you that choral composers like to write expansive, sonorous, often slow and very pretty sounds. Sometimes for many minutes at end. There are a lot of pieces of music that sound good for choirs that describe this. So it is a point in time in our concert to feature something completely different than that. The sounds are nice enough, but the whole idea of slow and just generally pretty are not quite so much the focus of these next pieces. They're vignettes on animal poetry by Rudyard Kipling, and we hope that by the vigor of our singing you understand each animal that we're singing about and, of course, its characteristic behavior. It has been actually some time since we sang our state song in one of our concerts. It is also a relatively new tune. It's quite a lovely one, and it's just a fun thing to teach singers. Actually, all of the singers throughout the choruses know this, and of course a lot of the singers coming into chorale have learned this song in school and so on and so forth, so they've been singing it together for a long time. We're going to close tonight with These Green Mountains.
Mm-hmm.